Come, little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of shadows. Follow, sweet children, I'll show thee the way through all the pain and the sorrows. Weep not, poor children, for life is this way, murdering beauty and passion. Hush now, dear children, it must be this way, to weary of life and deceptions. Rest now, my children, for soon we'll away into the calm and the quiet. Little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of
Hello folks, and welcome back to another Ghost Stories adventure. My name is Philip from Ghost Stories, and today I brought you to this wonderful story that I'm about to tell you. I do apologise if you can hear me. We're right beside a river and there's a good flow of water in it, and I've been here a few times and I failed doing my live streams because there's no Wi-Fi. I have been here a few times doing pre-recording, and again I've been failed because whatever entities are in this location interferes with your phones, your lights and your equipment and your pre-recordings, and it's a long story. But I'm here again today to try and to tell you about the story about the old windmill. We're going to talk about it now. I'm going to get down my honkers and we're going to quick 3 or 4 minutes of chat what's going on here, and we're going to show you around the place. We're going to do a few spirit box sessions. Roughly about an hour is going to take to do this today, and let's hope that nothing interferes what's going to happen here today. If the farmer does come down here today, I would love if he does show up today, because he's the great knowledge about this place. You do need permission to come here. It's private property, and let's get into it, because this place has a story, it has a location, and it's magical moments here in this place. So we're going to really start with this story here. It goes back into the year 1813. The year 1813, in this place. Just spotted 2 people climbing over a wall there. But about the year 1813, with this location, it starts here of the old windmill. 2 brothers, the Kerwin brothers, I might be wrong with that, but I think the Kerwin brothers, the 2 brothers here, were ploughing up in a field just across from this location. And in the year 1813, they found a bar of gold. Yes, a bar of gold they found, and back in the year 1813, that was like winning the lottery. And what they did is, with that money, they put it into an investment of this place here, as I'm going to show you. That's the big old windmill, and they applied up to about 100 people back in this time, back in the year 1800s and 13s, and there's so much going on here, it's unbelievable. And there is a story where we're going to show you in a few minutes. We're going to, as we walk, we can tell you. But when they found this bar of gold, they created the windmill place here. It's all covered up in ivy and trees now, you cannot see it. But we'll go through it when we're giving the guide a tour. But they applied, loads of people here worked here over the time. And you can see the bridge here that comes over here. Back in this time, there used to be a horse and cart. You used to go around the villages of County Louth, gathering all the people who wanted to work here in the windmill. And the foghorn used to go off, and all the employees used to line up here on the bridge here. And when they were lining up on the bridge here, the horse and cart used to pick up the employees and drop them home again. But the story goes that a couple hundred yards up the road here, there's a crossroad, and one of the horses got spooked, and a young chap hit the horse got spooked and he flipped up. There's the horse and cart, but it used to look like when back in his time there it is there. And the horse got spooked, and the young lad flew out of the horse and cart and hit his head on one of the old Irish stone walls. And they brought him back over the mill here and brought him back in here into the windmill. You cannot see it now. And the young chap died from the wallop that he got. That's one story. There's another story when I take you in here. There's a big manor house in here, and the farmer, when he bought this place back a couple of maybe 30 or 40 years ago, his father bought it, and the father passed it on to his son. And there was a woman still living in the big huge mansion of a house, and the farmer's sister used to go in and look after her, give the tea and the biscuits and the bread and make sure she was all right. But one morning she went back to checking her, and she found her dead in her bed. Now people say that she was well up in her 90s. They don't even know what age she was when she passed away, but she did die in the house. I'm going to show you that location now. But there's a story to her when she did die, is that when she did pass away, they brought her up to the nearest chapel, and she was buried in a location up that direction somewhere. And to this very day, they don't know where the undertaker buried her, because the undertaker doesn't even know where he buried herself. So she's buried somewhere in an unmarked grave somewhere, and the family have asked me, could I try and track and see where did the priest bury this woman, because they looked after her until her dying days. So that's another story. So what I'm going to do is going to show you a quick look at the river, and I'm going to show you a quick look at the field where they found the bar of gold. And then we're going to switch it all up, and then we're going to pre-record it for you guys to have a look. And we're going to do a few spirit box sessions, and we're going to walk that area there. I suppose if you walk that area there, it's supposed to be, I don't know, they say it's very ghostly, or some people say it's haunted. But I will tell you, there on this bridge here, there was a big plaque left on this bridge many years ago to tell the story about the windmill. But the youths today took it away and threw it away, and the farmer still cannot find it. He'd love to be able to find it. So that's the river, and that is the big field over there where they found the big bar of gold, where they were able to use the money that they found in that field to invest in the windmill. So join me in a couple of minutes. We're going to give you a guided tour of the place first. And then what we're going to do after this, we're going to do a few spirit box sessions. I love to show this place is magical. So join me back in a few minutes. Right folks, so we're inside the old windmill ground now. We're just gone away from the water side. It's where the water side, it can be quite very, very noisy. So let's get into it straight away and show you what the two brothers created back in the year 1813 of this fantastic place. This place, oh, unbelievable history. But let me show you what's going on. So this was the courtyard, and in this courtyard we had two-story building here, and this is where all the employees lived back in this time. But you have to take my word, there's nothing in there now. We're going to show you what's in it. It's just a pure empty clean barn now. There's nothing in it, but this is where all the employees used to work back in this time. So we're going to try and show you that now, and we'll show you this bit. So when they created this place, they took on staff, and this is where the staff members lived back in this time. There's so much to try and get through in this investigation. I've tried it so many times, but we're going to show you. This is where the employees would have stayed and lived back in this time. They would have lived in here. You can see that the amount of work that they put into it, and it's now used for as a cattle shed. But what we can do is we can show you that it's pure empty and there's nothing there now. It's just a big empty building for the farmer uses for an outdoor building for cattle, and you can see it there. It's just used for cattle now. If we can get in, try and show you. You can see it there. It's all used for outdoor buildings for cattle, and that's what it's like there now. But back in this time, it would have been. But back in its time, it would have been a 2-story outdoor building where the staff would have slept and lived here, and the rest of them would have picked up in the horse and carriage and brought back to the home. But some of them had the opportunity to live here, and these were the outdoor buildings where the staff worked. So that's one building. So let's move on over here. So that would have been the entrance there. You see the big archway. That's the big arch, and there was some structure up on top of that as well, some kind of a big bell or something. You can see the iron is still up there. Also, if the farmer does come, I'll ask him what kind of a structure. There had to be some structure here. But this is where it gets very interesting, guys. There is the old windmill itself. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 stories high there. We have a big outdoor building over here. We have another outdoor building here. And believe it or not, that is where the manor of the house is there, and that is where the last lady lived and died. We're going to leave that to the last. But as you can see, there's so much going on here. There was an outdoor building here, another one over here. This is where the windmill, this is where it all happened. This is where all the employees worked, and they made the grain and the flour from the wheat and the oats and the barley and the corn. This is where it all happened. There is an outdoor building here. We're going to walk over here to this outdoor building first. We're going to leave the house to the very last, because that is where the lady died. And I'm going to show you where she lived. There's an old piano in there as well. It's hundreds of years old. There's some outdoor buildings, very, very spooky outdoor buildings. But what we're going to do is we're going to show you this. We're going to show you that. And we're going to leave the house in to last. So let's try and get it all up together. Let's try and get it all up and running. Let's turn around the camera. In this, we will do a spirit box session, maybe 2 different spirit box sessions. But I want to try and do it. I'm on the school run now, and I want to try. Every time I came out to do this, my phone went bonkers. So let's hope that it'll stay. But look at that house there, guys. Look at that house. And the woman lived on the bottom floor of that house, a huge house back in its time. And every time, guys, I came out to try and do this, it failed me. I could never get it done. So let's hope we get it done today. So here's another big outdoor building here. Now, as I says, don't know what all these holes are here for. Not a clue. There's big holes here, another hole there. If anybody knows what these holes are for, I haven't a clue. Another one there, another one there, another big hole there, and that there just seem to be all over the place. And this looked like to be another 3-story building back in this time as well. Whatever was going on here, I don't know. Maybe another outdoor building. You can see where all the different floors were. This place has a massive history, and again, if you look out the window, you're looking at the fields of corn. That when I walked in here, head my way back there, the fields of corn, look at that, and that's where it is, all cornfields, and that's where it all started, guys. So what we're going to do is, as I said to you guys in the beginning, this place has a huge history in relation to the 2 brothers. I'm going to tighten this up. In relation to the 2 brothers that found the nugget of gold and built this place out of the few pounds they found. I think the names of the brothers were Kerwins, and I could not have been 100% sure. Let's hope the farmer does come and he brings a bit of history to us and he tells us. But I'm going to leave the house to last, because it's the house that I want to try and concentrate today in relation to the lady that died in it. But we're going to walk through here. I'm going to keep quiet, take it all in. Harry Potter. If you all know Harry Potter, we all know Harry Potter. Diagonal Alley or something it's called. There's a place in here that reminds me of that, and take a look at it, guys. I'm going to be quiet, going to walk it right through. We'll do 1 or 2 spirit box sessions, and yeah, look forward to this, guys, and it should be good. So I'm going to turn on the camera. We're going to walk down here now, take it all in and enjoy. So I'm going to be quiet now for the next minute or so enjoy, guys. Look at the size of this place, guys. Huge. Absolutely huge. I actually don't know what's in there. We're going to find out. Never seen that. There was some kind of a tunnel there. Looks like some kind of a tunnel that was there. It's all blocked up. So there must be some kind of a tunnel there back in this time. You can see there's another one there. It's all blocked up. As you can see, guys, this place was huge, absolutely massive. This place back in its time. So we're going to show you another part out here. Let's go through this window here. Goes up for ages, guys. There's the river beside the mill. So we're going to try and show you as much as we can. And the old mill was working here, so they had an old mill working here back in its time in here. So we're going to take you to another place just down here. So that was the old mill. You can see it's huge. We could be going on here. I'm trying to give you much of a guided tour before we start doing any spirit box sessions. But I want to show you this place. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. You could be going on here for well over an hour. There's outdoor buildings everywhere. You're sitting right beside the river. This place holds massive history of people that worked here back in the year 1800s. And it's sitting right on the river, but there's outdoor buildings everywhere. So in this location you don't know where you're going to start. Look at the size of the place, as big as the Titanic, for God's sake. It's huge, absolutely huge. But I want to show you roughly where the mill itself was operating. So I think it was here. So I'm going to turn on the camera now. So there's another outdoor building here. There's loads of them, guys. You could be going on here forever. There's loads of them, but I think in this location where we are here, this is where the old mill would have been one time, working, turning the water here for the wheat and the barley would have been here. But we're going to be heading back up that way now in a minute. But I just want to show you this. Look, you can go up all different kind of ships and alleys. You could be going around here for ages. There's so much to cover here. And there's outdoor, there's swamps, goes back for ages. Loads of outdoor buildings here, guys. Loads and loads of them. So we're going to head back up this way now, if we can. You can see there, look, loads of, just careful you don't slip. You can see where the old mill used to be there. That's where it was. So we're back inside this big building again. We're going to try and show you as much as we can what's in here. We'll go up every little alleyway, and then we'll start an odd spirit box session then as well. See, as I said, you could be going on forever here. And we show you Diagonal Alley as well a few minutes. But this is where we're going to start our first spirit box session right here in a minute. I'm just going to get set up for now, and on the spirit box session, when you see me start doing my spirit box sessions in the next bit, if I hear it, and I'll put up in red, and you can either disagree with me or agree with me. It's totally up to you. This is how I do it. So I'm going to take a break for a minute and get straight into one or two little spirit box sessions. We'll make our way back to the house. I want to show you the little place where I call Diagonal Alley, but I know this place here is quite active. That's why I'm going to start here. See you back in a minute. Right folks, so we're back. I'm ready to go. We're ready to do our spirit box session here now. One of the reasons why I picked this little area here for a spirit box session is because I had the RAM pod and the men meter in this location, and it was quite active. And I mean quite active, it was really active. The RAM pod was kind of going off all the time, and the men meter was picking up and screaming as well. So we're going to, I'm just going to turn around the camera, show you we're located in one of the real back rooms here. And you can see the building goes way up here. There's a door here, there's a window here. And what I'm going to do is, this is the location, this is the little room here where I was doing the spirit box session. But in this lookout today, we're going to do two spirit box sessions, one with the Tesco one and the one with the Mark Kohler's one. I want to do one here, I'm going to do one Diagonal Alley, and then I'm going to make my way to the house where the lady. So let's do one now. As it says, if I hear it or hear it and I'll put it up in red, it's totally up to you if you agree or disagree what we do is paranormal investigating. But I do different compared to any other paranormal investigating. I'm not going to fake it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And I'm not going to turn around the camera here because it's really not that I'm going to keep it on myself so you can see what I'm doing. And this is a radio that you can buy in Tesco's. You buy it for about €4 or €5, and it works quite well. So we're going to do one quick spirit box session in relation to Gold, the Kerwin brothers, and the young boy that died from his blow on the head going home from work here, and the old woman. I'll probably pick up her spirit when I go towards the house. So let's try its first spirit box session here, and we'll call out. Good evening, spirits of Phillipstown Mill. My name is Philip. I come with love, joy and respect. Me no harm to any spirits. I'm come with love, joy and respect, as I said there. And I'm looking for the spirits to come forward and try and show yourself if you can. Make a noise, make a bang. Try and use this device and say hello to me. Not many people come here trying and communicate with the spirits in this mill. As it says, the stories of the year 1813, where the two Kerwin brothers found a bar of gold, and they used some of the money invested here in the mill, and it's believed that this mill was burnt down not once but twice in its history. I don't know, has anyone ever died in the fire, but I do know one boy was on his way home from work, and a young lad, and the horse got spooked and he hit his head. They brought him back here to the mill, where he died of his blow that he got from the back of his head. And I do understand that there is a woman in the manor house who died well in her age, 80s or 90s. The farmer reckons she was in her 90s. If you can try, if any spirits in here, they can try and communicate with me and use this device and say, hello, my name is Philip. Oh, what's your name? Can you try and speak English? Don't use the Irish language. I'm going to turn around the camera and we'll walk around as we do it. Any spirits wish to say hello to me?
To Düsseldorf to help Clara manage her family.
Did you try and manage your family here at the Kerwin brothers here today? But the bar of gold you found in the field? Was this place burnt down as history? Something about a special man up there, boys, I heard. A man's voice coming in the background, special man in there, boys. So we're going to keep going. Feel free, spirits, to use the device I have in my hand to communicate with me. Use it as a device to speak to me.
Blood, Edward.
Edward. I heard Edward, blood, Edward. Who's Edward? I heard the word Edward. We'll have to find out who Edward is. Who's Edward? Her blood, Edward. Was this Edward one of the young chaps that found the bar of gold?
Motif signals the fatal truth.
The fatal truth. What's the truth about here? I like to call this place Diagonal Alley. As you can see it there, look at that. It's like Harry Potter, Diagonal Alley. Look at all the windows here, guys. Loads of them. Any spirits want to say hello?
Issues for society at large.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call Diagonal Alley. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories high. Any spirits around here like to come and say hello to me?
Men.
Who's Edward? So we're just going to turn that down, guys. Edward, something blood, Edward. So this is why I like to call this Diagonal Alley, because you can see all the windows there. And there's a little cave here. It goes way, way back. Now, and I can't, because I have to go to the bank and I have to go shopping for Caroline. So I can't crawl in there to you. But this is why I like to call this place Diagonal Alley. There is a little tunnel in there, guys. It goes back for about 20 foot. It ends up nowhere. It goes nowhere. It goes absolutely nowhere, because I've been here before. But I like to show you this place here, what they call Diagonal Alley. It reminds you a bit like Harry Potter here. But that tunnel does go back for about 20 to 25 foot, but it's all blocked up. So one time I suppose it was going somewhere. So far I picked up Edward, something blood Edward. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. So let's keep going back, and before we head to the house now. Any spirits here wish to say hello to Philip? Who's Edward?
Coming from me. Sarah, I'd be delighted.
Come on, who's Edward? Try and use the English language. Who's Edward? Speak English if you can.
Charm in your arm, looking for the.
I was like 2 older guys who every time I was on air.
And I gotta take.
Right, guys, so what we're going to do is I'm going to turn around now, and that's roughly the mill house. I'm trying to fit it all as quick as you can. That is the mill house. You can go on for there forever and ever do spirit boxes, but I'm going to stop now, and we're going to move over to the outdoor buildings where the house is. See you in a minute. Right, folks, so we're back and we're heading into the big house. That's the windmill that we're only after covering. So we picked up something in relation to Edward. So now let's show you the house. So that is the house there we're looking at. We're going to go into the house. When there's some parts of the house you can't enter because it's rotten, and there's some parts you can. So we're going to go into the house first, show you what's left of the house. Then we're going to show you down the right hand side down here, and then we're going to head to the outdoor room where the woman died. Okay, so let's go in. So we're just going to leave that like that for a second. Right, so let's turn around the camera. So I make my way in, and as I make my way in, I have been here. You have to be very, very careful coming in here, because this place is red rotten. You have to know where to walk and where not to walk. So I know I can walk here. So let's turn around the camera and show you what's left of the house. This house is a wonderful house back in its time. You can see all the covens still there to very day. Whoever lived in this house definitely loved the music. You can see a real old piano here. The floors are all caved in to the downstairs rooms. You can't get upstairs, but if you can look really carefully, you can see the coven the structure of the coven upstairs in the bedroom are unbelievable. It's only a matter of time that you won't be even able to get in here, because all these ceilings are going to collapse and they'll be gone. But look at the way this house was back in time. Look at the coven. Look at the skirting architecture around the room. Look at the way it was well maintained and looked after back in its time. Absolutely unbelievable. You can see the structure of the wallpaper back in its time, what it looked like. This was a beautiful house back in its time. And you have to be very careful how we walk in here, because you go straight down to the floors. There was the stairs that would have made your way into the stairs. I'm going to try and walk very carefully here now. So that would have been the stairs that would have brought you upstairs to the bedrooms, but it's all rotten, so you can look at the coven that's even left to this very day. You can even see where there's a wheel of some kind of a bed that's coming through the ceiling. You can see it there, but it's coming down. But this is where the lady who lived in here, this is where she lived. She lived down in that half. But as you can see, all the ceilings are all gone. There's all the the fireplaces and everything are all destroyed. The whole house is just absolutely falling apart by now. Every time you come in here, there's another bit on the ground. It's a matter of time you won't even be able to get in here, guys. But we're going to make our way into the sitting. We're going to do a spirit box session in here. And the lady that did live in here, she died well into her. The farmer's daughter that looked after her, I'm hoping that the spirit of this lady is listening to me now. I left a RAM pod one time on that bucket here, and she was able to activate in that, and she was able to respond to me. But the farmer's daughter that used to be looking after this lady that died down below, died in the bedroom. The farmers today and the daughter don't even know what age she was. The farmer reckons that she was well in her 90s. I think she was in around her 84s, in around that age. But the farmer says she was well up in her 90s. But the story about this lady that lived in this house is when she died and they took her over to the local parish to bury her into the graveyard. There was a mix-up on the day. There was another funeral, and there were how will I put it? Yeah, they actually don't know where they buried this lady in the graveyard, and the family asked me could I try and use what I do, try and communicate with this lady, see what she'd tell me whereabouts she's buried in the graveyard. That's another investigation for another day, but that's the story that's behind this lady, that they loved to, because they felt warm to this lady, the farmer family. They felt very warm to this lady. They looked after her, and they want to put a headstone over her in a remark of respect, to show the respect of her, because she was the last person that lived in this house. So there's only one room we can do a paranormal investigation. That's in the sitting room. We'll do one spirit box session there, and then we'll make down to the room where she died. We'll try and communicate with her. So what we need to do, we need to be very careful how we walk around here again. So we're going to walk very, very steady, nice and easy, as we make our way into the room. So we'll go past here, past the old piano, and into this room here. So we'll make our way into this room. Just open the door. Again, be very careful when you come in here, because you go straight down into the floor. I'm going to just try and stand it around this corner here. Again, walk very, very slow, and try and sit here on this. This is what I did before. So we're in the room here. I had been here. Oh, it's been a long time ago since I've been here now, in this room. I'm going to keep the camera in that location in case anybody sees it. But this is one of the sit rooms that she was staying in. So we're going to try and communicate with this lady now. Spirit box is on. Good evening. My name is Philip. I've been here a few times. If your spirit is in this house tonight, you should know who I am. I'm here on a mission in behalf of the family that took over this land, and the young girl, the farmer's sister, who looked after you to your dying days. They're not sure where you're in your 90s. I believe you're 84. My name is Philip, by the way, just in case you've forgotten. And I'm trying to communicate with you. The family are trying to reconnect with you to find out exactly where you were buried. Because when you were removed from this house, the undertaker brought you to the nearest village, to the nearest chapel, and you were buried in the graveyard. And they don't know where your burial plot is, and they want to put a headstone in remark of respect, because the family really, really loved you to bits, and that they can't find where you were buried. If you come and say hello to me, make your presence known. If you even close that door, if you have the power to come and close that door, please try and communicate me. Use the device I have in my hand. My name is Philip. If you say Philip, if you can even tell me your own name, or you could tell me what age you are, can you try and use this device and try and communicate with me, please? Try and speak English if you can. What age?
That is,
What age were you when you passed away? Were you 84 or were you in your 90s? What age were you?
Last.
Can you try and tell me your age?
Say,
sit down in front of the telly and that.
This is where you used to sit down and watch telly, was it?
and
We'll try one more time. If you're here, can you close that door for me? The family are really, really trying their best to find your location where you're buried. They want to put a plaque or a headstone over your grave in remarkable respect. That family really, really loved you. Can you come forward, please, and try and communicate with me?
will continue.
What's the symptoms and contact? But now.
So, not really picking anything up here on that spirit box. As I said, it's not going to work every time. But what we're going to do is there's 2 outdoor buildings downstairs underneath the house. We're going to show you them. Not going to do any spirit box, but we're going to take you to the room where she did pass away, and we'll try it there before we finish up. And we'll walk the river. There's a little walkway where they reckon the workers used to walk. So we're going to try that. This is the room. This is where she used to come and have her cup of tea and her cakes before she went down to bed. Don't feel anything here today. Sometimes you can come here 151 times, and it's just the one time that you come that you will get really, really great proof of the paranormal side. And I believe that her presence is in this house. Do I feel that she's here today? She could be here in 10 minutes. She could be here in 5 minutes. She might close that door. She might make a sign. Sometimes it just clocks on and clocks off. But we're going to make our way downstairs now. And we'll use the Mark Codas box in a few minutes downstairs. But I'm going to turn around and just give you the last look. You can see there's a small bit of the wallpaper left that was in here of the room. You can see it there just inside the window where it was. You can see it there where my finger is. But anyway, let's hope that we can try and find her downstairs now, but where she was. But this was the sitting where she was. So let's make our way out the window and downstairs, and we show you the 2 other places. But that's the old piano there. So she might like music. So if we try and mention a bit of music to her, she might come forward. So we're going to be very careful going out. We don't want to land down in the floor. And again, I was hoping the farmer might have shown his face, and he might give us some history in relation to the property. But anyway, we'll make our way out, and we'll keep the camera running before we go to the next part of the location. So we'll make our way. There's 2 outdoor little buildings here, over here to this corner. We're going to have a wee gander look at them. I'll show you there's loads of outdoor buildings. There's actually a tunnel over there as well. But in the tunnel, again, I'm not going in there. I'm not going to get dirty. You can see the amount of work they put into this place. Again, this is the house here again, the side of it. That's the sitting where we were. As it says, there is an outdoor building. There is an outdoor little tunnel there. I say it was an outdoor, but in here there's another room in here. So let's show you what's going on in here. You can see it here. This is another room in here. Look, you can see it. You can see it there, and a little fireplace in here. If we can walk in here maybe a small bit and show you. As you can see, that's the floor that we're only after walking in. So that floor is going to collapse down in here someday. But I'm just going to show you, there's a no door there. That's her bedroom in that side. We're going to go and film it there. So this would have been, maybe this could have been another place where she could have had, because that was a fireplace, there was a door, and that was her bedroom. So this could be actually another place for her. Well, let's try another quick spirit box session here, just in case we can pick our spirit up in here. We're just trying to communicate with the lady who was found passed away in her sleep in the bedroom behind that door. I'm here on a mission just to let you know that the young girl that was looking after you in this house, you were brought to the nearest graveyard, and you were buried in a plot in the graveyard, and the family to this day, they cannot reenact and find your location where you're buried. They want to put a headstone in remarkable respect that the family really loved and adored you, and they want to find out what age you are, and they want to put a headstone up in remarkable respect. You're just spared here in this room, in the sitting room. I believe this is where you could have spent a lot of your time. Are you here? Can you try and use this device to say hello? What age were you when you passed away? Were you in your 80s or 90s? Can you try and use this device? Can you bang on the door? Try and let me know your presence is here.
Now, on the programme here on News Talk earlier today, we were...
What age were you when you passed away? Were you 84 or were you in your 90s? And again, guys, I'm picking up nothing in there. So let's try the next room. I'm picking nothing up there. There is another room there, but we'll go to our bedroom now in a second. There's another room in here. Again, just like the other one. Very, very dark. Another little sitting room. So we'll try and go in here. So again, there's another little sitting room here. And we'll see, can we get a hold of her. Any spirits in the house who wish to say hello to me?
Anyway, we want to test.
Is the lady that passed away here, is she here? Are you in the bedroom?
You use a knife.
So I know I could spend hours here, guys, hours and hours and hours, trying to use the stuff I have, trying to communicate with this lady. But what I'm going to do is, what I'm going to try and turn on the camera. I don't want to try and use as much data as well, because I want to put all this video together. Because if I stay in the one location, I'm not going to be able to show you what I want to show you. And our next pre-record would be at another location, and then we're moving on to a Halloween special. In relation to the COVID-19 restrictions, we're not allowed to leave County Louth. There's talk that we're going to the full lockdown, and if we go down to full lockdown, there is a location right beside me where I will still be able to go live anyway, so we're okay in that for the Halloween special. But I want to take you where this lady has passed away now, and then we'll do the last walk beside the river before we finish up. By the way, hit the like button, and let me know if you like what we're doing at the moment, the pre-records. I know some of you are probably missing the lives, but that's the fact. When you have kids, you just you haven't got the time you do your school runs in the morning and drop them to school and collect them for work. It's very hard to keep to do it all. As I said, this is only a hobby. I'm not doing this for a living like some other paranormal investigators. And let's show you where she died. Let's try and do a spirit box session. Let's try maybe try and do the Dicer rods, and we'll see how we get on. So it says we're in the United Kingdom there. We're not in the United Kingdom. We're actually in the border between, that's where Dundalk is, between the border of United Kingdom and Ireland. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to show you what's going on here. This location is in between Ireland and Northern Ireland, but it's in Ireland. So let's go in here. And again, you have to be very, very careful. Look at that. All the stuff can go down and hit you in the forehead, and you could be dead along with the woman in here. But this is where she was. This was a little kitchen area here. And to believe this is where she used to come out here to the little range here and have her cup of tea. But her bedroom was just inside here. Any spirits in here wish to say hello to Philip? Make a bang, a noise. So let's head in here. So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to actually turn around the camera now in a second to show you a bit of light, because it's quite dark in here until we get started. This is where she was found in her bed, dead in her sleep. So we're just going to turn this on now. So up goes the light. Let's head in. So in here there would have been another little back room here. There, that's where the sitting was, where we came out. That was the other sitting room, and this was the wee bedroom where she was. So we're just going to go make our way in here now. So in here was the little room. This was the wee room where she had. This is where she was. So we're going to turn around the camera here. This was the wee room where she was. Had a little bedroom. The family had a little bedroom set up in here for her, and this is where she was found in her bed, dead asleep. So she died in her sleep, the creature. But the family still to this very day don't even know what age she was. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and set up something here very, very quickly now. And we're going to try and set up the Dicer rods and see, can we communicate with this lady. And we'll actually put up another light here as well. We'll put 2 lights on so we get the whole show going, so we make sure you get it up. We will do another spirit box session here, but I don't want to spend too long here, because we still have to try and put it all together, guys, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to take off the bag, I'm going to take out the Dicer rods. We will do another spirit box session in here as well. Might do the Mark Codus before we leave, so we'll get that set up. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this wee story in relation to the old windmill. It's another pre-record. As I says, these recordings that I do, they take a lot of time because you have to put them all together. So, like, even if you only leave me a thumbs up, it means that you like what I do. I do apologise for the lies, because, as I says, the time I go and do the school runs is 7:30 in the morning and drop them to school and pick them up. The evening's gone and trying to have carrying around the house with the new baby. The baby's teething, so family has to come first. But we will do it live in the Halloween special. There's the Mark Colas box up and ready to go. I have EVPs, I have all that there. I'm not going to even get into that. Today I was only trying to get out and say hello, try and show you the story. And on the way out, when we're finished here, we're going to walk out on the river and finish it up there. So we hope you're enjoying it. Let's do a Daiserod session. If you don't know what Daiserod, this is the way they used to communicate with spirits years and years ago. And people used to use them years ago to find water drains and that. But paranormal investigators use these devices to try and communicate spirits well before Spirit Box. This is the way they used to do it. These were given to me by a medium lady, and they work really, really quite well. But I don't use them too much, because the energy that you get from using these, sometimes you can get really affected from trying to use them to communicate with the spirit world, because their energy, you can feel them coming up these rods. Ask Matt T UK, he tell you, he was a non-believer, but he still used these, and he couldn't answer why were they making the X's and then the back. So if you don't know what it works, you try and make the letter X for yes and back for no. That's the way that spirits are able, and you're not able to control it because it spins around a circle. You have to move your hand to spin it around a circle, like that. And there's no way you have control of it. It's on a little spool. There's no way you have control where to point it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one up like that. And if there's any spirits in this room today, if the spirit of this lady is here, it should spin around very, very, very fast to pick up her energy. As you can see, it is spinning. Is the spirit of the lady that passed away in this room here? Can you spin this around as fast as you can? And as you can see, it is spinning around as fast as you can. Come on. So you can see it is spinning. That's a big bumblebee, by the way. So let's try and communicate with her now. Okay, good evening. My name is Philip. I'm trying to communicate with you. In relation to the spirit world in the afterlife. I believe that you spent your last days in this bedroom here, and you passed away in your sleep. The farmer that owns the property now, he passed the property on to his own son. I understand the history of the year 1813, that the two brothers, Kerwin brothers, developed this place. They found a bar of gold. I understand all that. I understand that one young lad did die on the way home from work, and I believe that you passed away in this room. But what I'm trying to tell to the spirit, if you're here in this room, you may not, or you may will be here, that the farmer's daughter that found you here looked after you to your dying days. The family respect you so much that when they buried you in the local graveyard, when the hearse came to remove your body, and you were buried over in the local cemetery, to this very day there was a mix-up on the day of the funeral, that the undertaker does not know where your body is located in the cemetery, and they would like to put a headstone in it. If you can come around me and use these devices, X for yes and back for no, could you please try? That's the big wasp there, you can hear one. Can you please try and communicate with me, please? I hit him. Boom, boom, jam, boom, boom, dead. Can you please try and communicate with me, please? X for yes and back for no. Try and come around me now, and can we try and show the folks that you're able to communicate with? So I'm going to point these towards you guys. If you know how to make the letter X, can you make the letter X? If you wish to communicate with me today, make the letter X. If you do not wish to communicate, turn them back to me. I'm going to show you what I want you to do. If you wish to communicate, make the letter X and out. If you don't want to communicate with me today, I will leave and I'll come back another day and turn them back for no. Okay? So here we go. So it's either yes or no. So if you can communicate, we'll keep it going. My name is Philip. I'd like to do this as a hobby, trying to communicate with the spirit world. Can you make the letter X if you wish to communicate with me? Or if you wish for me to leave, turn them back. Come around me now and try and use these devices. Do you wish to communicate with me today? Yes or no? So she's saying yes. Okay, so and she goes out again. That's good. So she understands. Were you in your 80s when you died? X for the 80s, back for 90s. Were you in your 80s or 90s when you passed away? Were you 80 when you were you in your 80s or 90s? 80s. That's saying 80s. Were you 84? X if you were 84. No, 81. 82. 82. So it's in around in her 80s, 81, 82. So I'm going to count between 80 and 90. Can you make the letter X? If you just guess what age, even if you don't know what age you are yourself, can you just try and make the letter X? Were you 80? 81? 82? 83? 84? 85? 86? 87? So you can see the rods are moving, but what I'm trying to, if you can you flick them over like this on your age? What were you 84 when you passed away? What age were you? Were you 81? 82? 83? 84? 85? So the crossed at 85, 84, 85. So, okay, my next question is to you. Were you buried in the graveyard where Mary Callan was murdered? Were you buried in that graveyard? X for yes, back for no. No. So she's saying no, she wasn't. So let's see now where she goes. Okay, so let's see. Were you buried in Kilkerry graveyard? No. That's saying no as well. So I'm going to have to ask the family of this, sure. Were you buried in the old graveyard up here on the left hand side, not too far away from here? Were you buried in the very old graveyard? Yes. So I was thinking that myself, the old graveyard. Okay, can you point in the direction where you're standing now? So she's pointing, she's pointing over there. So they're pointing over in that direction. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now. Okay, please don't be offended of me. I can't see you. I'm trying to communicate with you. If you can make a ball of light or an orb or something to show me that your presence is there, I would really love if you appreciate that. But if you could come and say stand here on my left hand side over here and point these in the directions where you're standing, where I told you. Can you stand beside me for a minute just here and point these in the directions where I told you to stand? Okay. Can you point these in the directions where I told you to stand? And they go straight there, guys. You can see my fingers were not moving. Okay. So we thank you very much for trying to communicate with us in that device. I'm going to put on a spirit box now. And on the Spirit Box app I'm going to use the mark Codeless Box. If you can try and use this and try and pass a message onto the family that are trying to locate your grave, can you try and use this device? Come on, try and use this as a voice. What would you like to say to the family who looked after you
Sunday
here?
on Vespertine on the eve of Spanish National.
It's one such person.
Loads of things that
Loads
I
of
missed.
things.
School.
She's loads of things to say. Will we find your grave eventually? Can you speak in this device? What age were you? Try and speak English. Can you tell me your age? Can you tell me your age in this device?
and Paula Ilan Orin.
What would you like to say before I knock off this device?
So unfortunately not. I haven't been.
Are you happy? Sitting on my bed. Yeah, she found you in your bed. Just give it another minute because we'll have to go to another spot here yet.
And others Paula Ilan Orin.
One more. I want you, baby, it says. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to pack this one up and we're going to leave it rolling for a second. And then I want to head to the riverside and we'll do a spirit box session on the riverside before we finish up. But this is the room though where the farmer's daughter found the lady that lived in this house. She passed away in her sleep. They were looking after her for years. She became part of the family at one stage. And when she passed away, as I says, the undertaker came and took her remains and took her to an area of a parish. And when the family were going back to try and recreate where she was, the undertaker, there was a few people buried on the same day, and they weren't 100% sure where they buried this lady. The family asked me could I try and tract and find out where the Poe Glacier was buried. So that's another mission for another day, another story for another day as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to knock off this light. We're going to keep it going. We're going to walk on the riverside now in a second. We're going to keep the camera rolling until we leave here because you never know what happened. While I was doing that spirit box, I don't know what I picked up. Or, as I said, if I see it or hear it, I put it up in red. But I do know one thing, I heard a few bangs out there in that hallway. So we're going to make a way out. That is the room. This is the story that I've delivered to you now. So we're going to turn off this light and make a way outside. And we'll talk to you in a second when I get out. So we're making our way out of the house now. So we're making our way out of the house. That's the story in relation to the woman. That's the windmill. So we're going to do the walk now, and we're going to walk along the river. Just see, can we pick up any energies beside the river? Because I reckon spirits can pick up energies from the rivers. So join me back in a minute. Right, so we're heading down the riverside now. We're just the last bit of this adventure today. Just want to show you some of the old pines. Look at the old river. The river used to come in here to the old mill. Didn't even spot that one before. You see there, look, an old bridge there. You're coming in, where the river used to be. It's diverted where it used to come now, and they had two rivers coming in here back in this time in relation to the mill. So we're going to walk back as far as we can walk back before we finish up the story here. As again it says, if you like what we did today, please give us the double thumbs up. Please leave a comment. No one left a comment in relation to jokes in the last one, so there'll be no joke coming up after this video. If you did leave a message, leave a joke, I would have put one up. So, but nobody must have liked the joke, so I would have left a joke up for you to see. We're just going to show you all the structures of the work that was put in here to bring the river up here. So we're going to walk back these woods here. I would say this place here would be quite active because the river would have ran left and right in here into the windmill. As I said there, I don't know if you hear me with the river, I do like a bit of jokes, and nobody requested a joke, so nobody probably wanted any jokes. So we're just going to walk this wooded part area. We're going to walk all the way down here, and we're going to do a spirit box session from the far wood right back up. See, that we pick it up, and we'll turn the camera around. So yeah, so make sure you stay tuned for the Halloween special in relation to the coronavirus. Don't know what's going to happen. We're on stage 3 now. The health people in Ireland have advised the government to go into stage 5, but I really think it's the schools that are spreading it. I know myself in person because I do the school runs, and you don't see any kids coming out with masks coming out from the schools at all. They're all on top of each other. And I know people says that people are having house parties, blah blah blah, in relation to the coronavirus. But I reckon it's 99% of it is the schools. I know the schools have to reopen, they have to keep the economy going, everything has to go, but definitely the schools, the teachers need to up their ante a small bit. I do highly recommend that they let them out in different stages when they're coming out from schools, in different spells, because they're letting them out like a sheep pen. They're all running out of schools and they have no mask on, they're all interacting with each other, and I think that's how the virus is spreading. I know the kids kind of get sick and the kids kind of get hurt from it, they can't get really ill, but I know they can get sick from the flu, but in relation they can pick it up and pass it on to the older people. So I think the schools should maybe up the ante and be more strict in relation to the coronavirus with the kids. Now there's a rope hanging here from the tree, don't know what that's all about. We'll find out. It's someone hanging themselves there. So we're going to throw away the camera, we're going to walk down here to as far as we're going to go. We'll do a spirit box session coming all the way up. Look at all the names here in the trees, and you can see them all the way up. So we'll go down as far as we go. We'll do a spirit box session all the way up, and we'll finish it off there until our next one. So we'll go right down as far as we can go. There's a nice walk through this wooded area, and we'll see what we can pick up. Lovely river. So we'll see what we can pick up. We'll see how far we go as well. We'll go right down as far as we can go, and then we'll do a spirit box session on the way up and see what happens. So hello to everyone who's joining us. If you joined us for the first time, make sure you hit the like button, hit the notification bell as well, and when we do decide to go live, you better watch our live streams. That's when we do ever go live again. Definitely doing a Halloween special. So we're going to walk down here. Just feel that this place could be quite active here myself. I'm going to walk down as far as I can walk, and then walk all the way up then and see what we can pick up in relation to the spirit box. So we're going to walk down. We're just about to pick up Ashley from school, and then I have to go to the bank and a few bits and pieces to do before we head home, and then go home and put all this together for you guys, and hope you enjoy what we do. So we're going to walk down here, and we're going to probably start with that tree. Actually, we'll make our way down and see what we can pick up. And that'll be it then. So the river would have came all the way down. So they put a good lot of work in here. So we'll go as far as we can go, guys. The river would have came all the way down here. We'll have to come to an end sometime. So we're coming to an end now. We'll walk right down as far as we can walk, and then we'll do a spirit box session all the way up. So we walk far as the fence, and we'll make our way up then, guys. So let's start now. Not guaranteed it's going to happen. As it says, every investigation is going to be different. I've never walked down this side before, but I just want to see this is where the river came into it, and you can see the river coming all the way around there, but they could have brought the river up. That's the way the river was brought up one time. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a spirit box session. Not guaranteed it is going to happen. Every paranormal investigation is going to be different. So let's turn around the cameras, let's do a spirit box session all the way up, and let's see what happens. Ears down, let's see what happens. If I hear anything in it, I will mark it red, and if I don't pick anything up, guys, we don't pick anything up. So let's see what happens. Good evening, spirits of Phillipstown Mill. If there's any spirits here who wish to communicate with me, use the device I have in my hand. Come and say hello to me. My name is Philip. Have you any stories in relation to the mill itself? Did you work here? Try and use the device I have in my hand, and try and use it as a device to speak to us.
However, we can create.
Try and speak in English if you can.
Things definitely would contribute.
Can you tell me what happened in relation to the mill itself? Did you work here?
We're hearing about house parties happening.
You're hearing about the house parties. Well, I was talking about house parties.
He's on the edge of a
Any idea what age the woman was who passed away in the house?
was there's no reason you and me should be alone. So I thought he's not alone. He has all of us. And my dad and I just did shot after shot. And
Any spirits here wish to try and communicate with me? Say hello to Philip.
Josh Howard, Amanda Ballybay.
Josh Howard. Did I hear Josh Howard coming in there?
Today FM.
Can any spirits try and say hello to me?
But first, Nathan Daw and Lighter.
My first proper friendship, my wife died, was with my befriender from Malone, and it was one.
Any idea what age the woman was who died?
should buy Guinness. Drink responsibly. Visit drinkaware.com.
Can any spirit come and say hello to me? There's a rope hanging off a tree down here. Did anybody hang themselves, or was it just there for kids to play with? If there's someone hanged, say hanged. Just go back there.
The majority of the Irish people who we were talking about the fact that how COVID.
Courage Pledge and join us on Facebook and Instagram for.
Any spirits here? Come on, don't be afraid. Come say hello. My name is Philip.
Restricted.
Well, my answer to that would be listen, incidentally, for that lady.
There's a rope hanging off this tree. What's the story behind that? Was it just for kids for playing with? Or did someone actually hang themselves on it? Can you talk to me? Try and speak in English.
Really, you prefer?
I prefer yes.
As soon as I get off this thing, I'll pick up a scratch card.
You're going to pick up a scratch card. What's the story behind this tree? I don't think the branches would be strong enough to hang anyone.
Grand there in June.
In June?
Get your own personal gondolier for it.
Any spirit wish to say hello? I'm about to leave. Put this video together.
Porrick McPearus.
Who was Henry?
COVID Health Services.
Henry's name came through twice. Who was Henry?
In groups and in crowds.
Okay.
Oh, my dad.
Porrick.
Right folks, we're going to turn on the camera, and if we meet the farmer on the way out, and if you wish to talk to us and give us a bit of history, we will record it. But that's the end of the video. We're only after walking through all that wood. I don't know if do we pick it in that spirit box session, but I wanted to deliver to you the story of the windmill. I think it's a wonderful location. The woods here beside it are fantastic. There's only one bad thing about it, the Wi-Fi. Let's have a look. The Wi-Fi is absolutely horse. And yeah, so that was it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Until our next one, guys, Yeah, so until next, we hope you liked it. Give us a thumbs up anyway, and we appreciate it. And leave a comment, say hello, and it gives me more confidence to go back in, maybe to do the live streams again. And I know I'm not like anyone else. I don't go hours and hours and hours and hours putting up stuff, but I put a video up once in a while. And leave a comment anyway, give me some confidence to go back out and do another pre-record, or maybe go out and do a live. But I will do a live for the investigation for the Halloween special. So until then, it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from Caroline at home, and we'll see you in the next one. Slán agus Ballant. Bye bye for now. We hope you enjoyed it though. See you next one. Slán go fóill.